This channel is for adults and not for kids. Hey guys, I appreciate you coming back by, seeing what I'm up to. Today, I've got a cool figure to show you guys. This is the new Conan the Barbarian from the Frazetta girls, part of their ICON Collectibles line. And he's a really cool action figure. He's a really nice size figure to put alongside your others, your mythic legions, your other fantasy characters. So yeah, size-wise, I think he's probably the best one. But as far as details go, as far as face sculpt, I'm not quite sure this is the end-all be-all when it comes to Conan figures. I do like him an awful lot, though. He's cool looking. I don't know what it is. Something about his face. I wouldn't go so far as to say he's friendly looking, but he's definitely friendlier looking than the Mezco. They did a nice job on the rest of him. Oh, he comes with this alternate head. You can change the heads, so you can take this head out of the helmet and you can swap it with his hair, and if that's the look you want to go for. He is really cool, and like I said, size wise, when you put him next to your mythic legions or any of your other fantasy figures, he is very imposing. I don't know what it is. Something about his face just doesn't quite zero in on Conan for me. So here's the Mezco one. Look at this face. The Mezco, I don't know, the face just nails it more for me. Maybe it's that big ass jaw that he has. The big chin and the big jaw. And the scars across his nose. I don't know, let's put them next to each other so you guys can see. Now, the Mezco is way shorter, and that's the only downfall with the Mezco figure, is his height when you put him next to your mythic legions or your other fantasy figures. The Mezco ones scale smaller. So yeah, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The Mezco on the right looks like he'll murder an entire squad of bad guys. The Frazetta girls one on the left, he still looks like Conan, but he just looks a little friendlier. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's hard to explain. He just doesn't zero in on the Conan-esque of it all. Anyway, I'll put him next to some other figures. You guys can see some comparisons. But size-wise, the new one wins. Detail-wise and likeness, I gotta give it to the Mezco. That Mezco action figure is just fucking phenomenal. It looks like Frazetta's artwork come to life. It looks like it just walked off the canvas. Okay, so, oh, you know what? Let's leave him up there for a second. So those are the two Conans that I own. Here is the here's the Four Horsemen not Conan figure of theirs. Their legendary barbarian. And he's cool looking too. He's taller than the Mezco. I'm telling you, those Mezco ones, they run a little bit shorter. And his face is cool too. He kind of looks like Conan from the Marvel Comics for me, the one on the right. So that's the legendary Barbarian to the right and Mezco to the far left, and Happy Boy in the middle. So let's take away the Mezco, and there's a Mythic Legions for you. Here's another Mythic Legions. This is the one I showed you guys yesterday, my brand new custom Mythic Legions Deep one. Back from when the seas swallowed Atlantis. That's how he looks next to a Mythic Legions monster. It's a good size. This is a really good time to be a fantasy action figure collector, because there's like a renaissance going on right now with the Frazetta girls icons, the Savage Crucible figures, the Mythic Legions. It's a good time to be a fantasy collector. Here he is next to a custom painted gray Cimmerian. So you could have your Conan figure fight a whole army of lizard men. They're the same height. They're all about the same height except for the Mezco, you know? They all run this same height. Savage Crucible, Frazetta Girls, and Mythic Legions. If we're gonna put him next to monsters here, you guys can see him next to that new alien big chap that I showed you guys last week, I think. Obviously the xenomorph is way taller than a human, but that's about how tall you would be next to it. That's a NECA alien. And then here is my custom Mythic Legions Tigra that I made. Big titty slave girl for Conan to rescue. And she looks good next to him. That's a good good height. You could have your own little adventure of Conan rescuing the princess from the lizard men. So that works too. He comes with, like I said, the extra head that has this cool helmet, and this head pops out so you can swap it and have an angry face with his hair, and you can have the calm face with the helmet. Comes with an axe, cool axe. Comes with a knife, dagger. Comes with another bracer and a cool shield. And then he's got an assortment of hands. Fists, open, splayed hands, all that good stuff. He is a cool figure. I'm glad I have him because, like I said, you can't have a tiny Conan next to your other figures. It's just off-putting. So even though the Mezco one looks better in the face department, this is the Conan that you would want to display next to your other figures. He's bigger, he's taller, he's more imposing, And it's not like this guy lacks in the quality department. I mean, he's got the scars on his face. He looks cool too. I just think something about the Mezco sculpt nailed it a little bit better. But yeah, you can't have a midget Conan next to the rest of the barbarians. It just looks funny. So this is the one I would go with. He's for sale right now. Big Bad Toy Store has him. I think you can get him directly from the Frazetta Girls website. This sword is super cool. The way you hang it on his belt. The Mezco one does that too, but it's just really cool. But yeah, he's an awesome addition to your fantasy figures. And like I said, this is sort of a golden age, a renaissance for fantasy figures. All right, my friends, take it easy. Hang in there. Buy yourself a Conan and have fun with some fantasy figures. Happy Halloween.